Good morning, everybody. Today is March 15th, 2022, and we're at Siman Auto Sales today. And we're very pleased to launch our monthly campaign, a giving campaign called Making a Difference Together. And for the month of February that we're now able to present in March, our journeyman mechanic, Brent here, has chosen the Canadian Pense Legion 341. And two programs that they support within that scope are Quilts of Valour and Paws for Veterans. So today we have with us from those organizations Don Ogilvie, Levi Wood, Chad Wagner, and Beth Andrews.
Paws for Veterans program was developed 10 years ago in order to to provide different benefits to current serving and retired veterans. The main premise is to provide service dogs to veterans suffering from various mental health traumas, whether it be PTSI or some sort of an OSI. It could be hypervigilance, could be depression, could be a lot of different reasons. And these dogs are able to do and provide those supports for those veterans that are in trouble. An example would be waking a veteran up in a certain way if they're having night tremors. You can't just startle somebody, otherwise you might get into a fisticuffs with them. The dog knows how to wake them up properly. It could even be time-stamped to make sure that they're taking their medications on time. We've even done diabetic dogs so that they can actually sense blood sugars. I want to thank Siman Automotive for this contribution. It's going to go a long way to helping veterans and a great way to stay involved in the community.
Hi, I'm Beth Andrews. I'm with the Pense Legion branch number 341, and I'm also one of the Saskatchewan reps for the Quilts of Valour. And the Quilts of Valour was begun in 2006 when three of our return men, we had had several that had been killed in Afghanistan, but three were sent back home with severe injuries and were hospitalized. And Leslie's Wall in Edmonton was concerned that everybody was mourning the loss of the soldiers that we'd lost, but little was being paid to the ones that were here that were severely injured. Their lives were totally changed. And so she and several of her friends got together and made quilts for them and presented them to them in the hospital. And they were so amazed at the response that they got from these soldiers and from the community in general that they decided that they were going to go ahead and do this more. And I didn't check this week, but the last record I saw was over 18,000 quilts that have been presented in Canada since then. And the program is also run in the US, and I understand it's also starting up in the UK now as well. And what we do is we present quilts. Brent, for example, has put in his request for his uncle, and we will be doing that presentation shortly when it's arranged. But we have ladies who get together. We have a group here in Regina who gets together, and they're all over the place. And during COVID, it was fantastic to see that the little groups in the little towns in Saskatchewan were able to get together, and even though they couldn't get together as a group, each was assigned a part of the quilt. It all came together and then was presented to us. And so we get these quilts, but a lot of them are just the fronts of the quilts. So it's up to us, and we're all volunteer. There's nothing paid for. So it's up to us to find funding for the batting and the backing and the quilting, which is costly, to get these quilts ready to be able to present. So this is where these kinds of funds come in for us. And as you can see on here, each quilt is provided with a label which gives the people that have done the quilt. We keep track of all the people that are responsible for doing the quilt. It's the person that it's being presented to is listed. Each quilt has an individual ID number, so no two are the same. They're all recorded, and the date that the presentation is made. So this label goes on every quilt that we present.
Is that the check?
Here's a check for $1,000 to the idea is to be split between Quilts of Valour and Paws for veterans.
Hey, you bet. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, Brent. Welcome. And on behalf of the Pense Legion, obviously we thank you and the team here at Siman for your donation. And as we said, we are splitting it between the programs that we run in our branch as well as the programs that Chad chairs at the SAS Command. So we're happy to follow up with some of that with the presentation of the money to Chad.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. So on behalf of the Legion and our branch and veterans across Saskatchewan, we thank you, Brent, and thank you, Dwight and Lana, as well.